How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Gate, my darlings embrace Mayuri's route. And, boy oh boy, Mayuri has really just been working hard on, stuff for Kamima, on her gadget, on her little mini Robo-Mayuri thing that she's got going on. She's definitely showing a lot more affection towards Okabe. And, you know, that shit's sweet. I'm all down for it, you know? I'm totally good for that. And 2 episodes ago, there was that whole rescue thing that she did and expressed herself quite well with those tears, the crying and everything. Definitely not wanting Okabe to go anywhere, and I can't really see Okabe going anywhere. He's too foolish to live at times, but he's also too foolish to die. So I think Kamima has finally arrived, and yeah, it literally says that right here on the screen. We also have some mail. Oh god. I kind of want to get a new phone. Okay. I bet you must go through phones like nothing. Your typing skills probably do a number on the keypad. Yeah, probably. I low-key kind of miss having phones with keypads. They were really something. Like the full keyboard though, you know? Those are some really cool phones. Kamima is running a Tokyo Big site for the next 3 days. Now, I'm not certain that the two things are related, but it feels like there are less people in Akihabara today. I hardly had to wait at all to get my lunch at Sambo. Naturally, Daru's absent from the lab. I'm sure he's standing in a long line somewhere in or around Big Site. Is Mayuri here and still sleepy?
ねえ、ここわかった？マユリちゃん。さっぱりだよ。ルカ君は？僕も。
On the lab table is stacked a pile of summer homework and Mayuri's still in finished costume. Oh yeah, I guess besides the mini Mayuri and also just being ready for Kamima, I guess she's also been having to do schoolwork, you know? She's been busy. She's been a busy gal. Mayuri and Lukako look perplexed.
おかりんおかりん。この問題はどう解けばいいのかな？
どれ?
She points to it for me. It's a mess of equations and symbols that I struggled to remember when I was a high school student. It felt like seeing a boss that you struggled to beat in a video game come back for a second round just when you forgot his patterns.
何？数学？物理？
Kitasu walked into the lab to see us all huddled around Mayuri's homework.
あ、クリスちゃん。てってるー。こんにちは。今日はね、科学の宿題なのです。
Oh god.
ケミストリーか。それは専門外だな。
Yeah, it's not mine either, to be completely honest. I actually forgot everything about chemistry. I kind of remember moles. You guys remember moles? Kitasu crossed her arms and took a look.
あ、でもこれならわかるかも。鉄の原子量って 55.85 だから、炭素の 12.01 と比較してモルで計算してみると。
Oh god, there it is, moles. See, I remember something, but that's pretty much it. Kitasu solved the problem with ease. I hate to say it, but they're right to call her a genius.
うわー、すごいね。もうできちゃった。
I feel like I could be in her shoes. I used to be a math tutor, and sometimes I'd have no idea what I was talking about. Like, I'd look at something and be like, ah shit, I don't remember this stuff really well. Like, it might be like something very specific in algebra that I just never kept tabs on or some shit like that. Or in calculus. Oh, there's a lot in calculus. And I would try to explain it, and I get the message across, even so I don't quite understand it myself.
確かに正解だな。俺もその答えを出そうとしていたのだ。
あれ？なんか違うわ。ああ、この式が間違ってる。
確かに間違っているな。俺もそれを指摘しようとしていたのだ。
気が散るからちょっと黙ってて。
何を？
そうか。酸素の原子量は 15.994 なんだから、酸化マグネシウムの中の酸素とマグネシウムの質量を求めて。
まあ
Well, there she goes.
ああ、ところでまゆり、衣装の方は大丈夫なのか？明日に間に合わせたいんだろ？
多分平気。あとはボタンとか小物の仕上げだけだから。
Saying that, Mayuri stood up holding the costume in her arms. Lukako looks at her as well. Mayuri spread the costume and showed it to us.
どうかなどうかな。
It was a white costume that looked like a military uniform for a male character. According to her, it belongs to character in a popular video game for girls called Tsukiyana no Yaiba. That was also a sentence error yet again. I haven't played it myself, but I could tell that Mayuri's handmade costume was the work of a pro.
さすがまゆりだ。
とっても綺麗にできてるね。
へへへ、楓ちゃん喜んでくれるかな。
Kaide-chan is one of Mayuri's cosplay friends. I've heard lots of stories about her, but we've never met. Oh, but don't worry, someday you will. Especially in other world lines.
お？どうしたクリスティーナ？この衣装が何か？
ああ、それより人が一生懸命問題を解いてるのに二人とも真面目にやってないでしょ。
ごめんねクリスちゃん。
ごめんなさい。
Sorry, I was trying to get a drink here. I am very thirsty from exercising before jumping on here for a recording session. I've done that so many times before. At least I'm not out of breath. Not this time. Let's see here. I always end up accidentally erasing the characters printed on the keys. But you can totally type without anything being on the keys, right? What? Oh, erasing what it... Oh, okay, I see what she's saying. She's typing so much that what's printed on the keys are disappearing. They're rubbing off. God damn. Mayuri and Lukako hurried back to their homework, where they spent the next 2 hours asking Kirisu questions about their homework. Haha. With her help, they managed to work their way through the brunt of it.
これでどうかな。
And we have another message. It is Moika. I can, but it looks lame. Alrighty. I still don't like Moika all that much, even after her route. Sure, it was actually pretty interesting getting to, you know, get a little closer to her and see a different side of her. But, man.
クリスちゃんありがとう。
おかげさまで今日のノルマ終わりました。
私もいろいろと勉強になったわ。科学もなかなか面白いわね。
面白いかな。
マキセさんはやっぱりすごいですね。
すごくなんてないわ。どんなことでも興味を持ってやればうまくいくものよ。好きこそものの上手なれって言うでしょ。例えばほら、斎藤はじめの衣装だってまゆりが楽しんで作ってるからそんなに出来がいいんじゃないかしら。
あ、確かにそうですね。まゆりちゃん、いつも楽しそう。
とって
まあ。
何岡部、変な顔して。
クリスティーナよ。今何と言った？
Oh.
斎藤はじめ。確かにそう言ったな。
言ったけど。
Kirisu clamped her hands over her mouth, but it was too late.
貴様、その衣装が新選組の斎藤はじめのものだとなぜわかる？
The thing is, I was also thinking that, but I didn't think much of it, like, too much other than just subconsciously.
それはまゆりが説明してくれたでしょ？
いや、キャラ名までは説明していない。事実、貴様の口から聞くまで俺は斎藤はじめの衣装だと知らなかった。
I had noticed Kirisu looking intensely at the costume from time to time. And that got me thinking.
クリスティーナよ、ついにそっち方面にも手を出したか。
私はただ純粋に幕末が好きなだけだから。
ああ、そうかそうか。
なんかムカつくその態度。
クリスチャン、もしかして月花が好きなの？
たまたまネットで話題になってたからちょっと興味を持っただけよ。別にファンとかそういうんじゃないわ。
マユシーはね、衣装を作るためにゲームをプレイしてたらすっかりハマっちゃったよ。高杉晋作さんとかすごくかっこいいよね。
高杉？あれはちょっと美形に描きすぎだと思う。もうちょっとひょうひょうとしてた方がいいんじゃないの？
だったら桂小五郎さんとか。
バス、そもそも私は長州より新選組だから。
I have zero idea what the hell they're talking about now. This goes beyond looked into a little. This is a pure fan conversation.
ねえねえクリスチャン、だったら一緒にコミマ行かない？
え？
月花のコスプレイヤーさんがたくさんいるし、本もいっぱい出てるよ。
でも
何をためらっている？言ってくればいいではないか。そして煩悩のままにその手の本を買い漁ってくるのだ、クリフティーナよ。
Where's that coming from?
おい。
Uh-oh. Kirisu drew her sword and prepared to sword, what the fuck? She was attacking me with the floor sweeper. Ah, maybe we're getting too drawn in here. I took an empty plastic bottle from under the table and used it to defend myself. We stare at each other over our weapons. Excuse me.
今とんでもないことを言ったわよね。
何のことだ？知らんな
その減らず口、二度と聞けないようにしてくれるわ。
Kirisu and I try to hit each other with our household items. There's a sound of plastic on plastic as they collide.
ああ、いいな。マユシーも月花ごっこに参加したい。
これってごっこなの？まゆりちゃん？
だってオカリンもクリスチャンも楽しそうだよ。
Do we?
そうかな。
本気で叩くのはクリフティーナ。
その呼び方はやめろ。
As our battle raged on, Lukako gave up trying to stop us and started reading a fashion magazine, excuse me. Mayuri returned to making the costume, and the atmosphere in the lab settled into its usual lazy afternoon self. And it's moments like that where I am happy that Kirisu was the main romantic choice, but at the same time, it just feels right, you know? Just another day at the lab. Then, I don't know how much later, around the time the sunlight started to take on an orange tint.
それじゃあ僕、そろそろ家の手伝いがあるので帰りますね。
おう。
ルカくん、またね。
Lukako started to put away his homework and magazines into his tote bag. Then, as he approached the door, he turned to us.
いけない。大事なことを忘れてました。実はですね、チラシを持ってきたんです。
Lukako takes some paper out of his bag.
何のチラシなの？
お祭りです。
Festival?
お祭り？
Yeah. Lukako passed the flyers out, and we got a good look at them. Canceled due to rain. They say that there's a festival at and around the Yanabayashi Shrine on August 20th and 21st.
はあ、すごいね。ルカくんの神社でお祭りなんて。
去年までこんなことやってたか？
いえ、今年初めてなんです。うちは小さな神社なので、特にお祭りとかやってこなかったんですが。
Lukako's dad came up with the idea, hoping that it will help revitalize the economy of the local businesses.
ラボのみんなでぜひ遊びに来てください。
楽しみにしてるわ。アメリカじゃこういうお祭りは経験できないから。
他の連中にも話しておこう。まゆりも行くよな。
それがね、
どうした？
ちょっと無理かも。
Oh?
2日ともか
20日にね、おばあちゃんの法事があるんだ。
I see.
Oh.
I was lost for words for a second. I feared that I might have pushed a little too far. Mayuri's grandma. She loved Mayuri from the bottom of her heart from the moment she was born, and Mayuri loved her right back. When she passed away 6 years ago, Mayuri emotionally shut down from the shock. I will never forget it as long as I live. Even I have vague memories of it. Yeah. And I think I talked about it a few episodes ago or something, but like whenever I brought it up and her attachment to Okabe, once she lost that close family member, you know, she kind of... Okabe tried to take that spot, you know, keep her going and all that or whatever. Or however you want to see it, but I forgot who it was. I didn't know if it was her grandma or a different family member or what else. I don't know. I just kind of forgot over time. It's been a while since I watched the anime or played the game. Little Mayuri standing alone in the pouring rain in front of her grandma's gravestone. She was looking up into the heavens as if she were talking to her grandma's soul. Mayuri didn't answer me at all when I tried to talk to her. She wouldn't even look at me no matter how many times I called out to her. She was just gazing up at the sky. I was worried in that moment that Mayuri might also get called up to heaven, and that foolish anxiety kept me rooted in place. Suddenly, a ray of light called an angel's ladder broke through the clouds, and the wind swirled. Mayuri reached out to the sky, and it looked like her tiny body floated into the air. She's going to disappear into the sky. I held on to her with all I had, refusing to let her go. And...
そっか。それじゃあ、お祭りなんていう気分じゃないよな。
Okay, I really appreciated that little recap because, like I said, it's been quite a while.
それはもう大丈夫。オカリンのおかげだよ。
Mayuri smiled and said, "Thank you, Okarin. I'm really fine now, one more time."
法事だけじゃなくてね、ちょっと家で用があるんだ。ごめんね、ルカくん。
気にしないで。
なら、まゆりのために何か土産でもゲットしてやるか。射的とかあるんだろ？
はい、多分。
天才スナイパーとしての腕が鳴るな。
また口先ばっかりなんだから、風船すくいぐらいにしといたら。
口先だけかどうか勝負してみるか？プールでの決着はちょっとしたアクシデントでうやむやになったからな。
いいわよ、別に。
I hadn't seen Kirisu this happy since we were planning for the swimming pool. She must be excited for the festival.
せっかくだから私浴衣とか着てみようかな。
クリスちゃん似合いそうだね。
そうかな、ありがとう。
As they talked, I walked over to the fridge with the flyer in hand.
このチラシ、ここに貼っておくからな。
Now that it's secured with the magnet, all the lab mems who enter should be able to see it.
まゆし、ちょっと書きたい。
Mayuri took out a marker pen and drew. What does it say? Come on, put on your yukata and let's meet. Okay, I like that. I like that. A crudely drawn character in white, just about 3 heads tall. Haha, that shit's tight.
ってこれはまさか俺か？
へへ、似てる？
すごい、そっくり。
上手だね、まゆりちゃん。
You can tell it's him because of the blocky ass head. I have to admit, they have a point. It does kind of look like me. What am I saying? Not at all.
この鳳凰院京馬が。さあ、 浴衣を着てルカ子の神社に集合するのだなどというかバカ者。
ねえまゆりちゃん、僕にもそのイラスト1枚描いてくれない？神社の一番目立つところに貼っておきたいな。
Uh-oh.
いいよ。
ダメだ。
I quickly stopped Lukaku from taking out another flyer. God damn. Mayuri is really, really talented. Stardust Duplet. Or Duplay. Whichever sounds cooler.
疲れた。心地よい疲れだお。
I take it that Kamima is over. Daru showed up late at night on the very last day of Kamima, with both hands filled with bags. He then laid down on the sofa like a seal.
ほんと疲れたね、ダルくん。足が棒みたいだよ。
あ、ごめんまゆし。ここ座って。
大丈夫。
Mayuri, who had also just returned from Kamima, sat down on the floor and tapped her legs. She'd finished her costume on day 1 of Kamima, so she spent the entirety of days 2 and 3 at Tokyo Big Sight.
コミマか。バイトがなければ、私もちょっと顔出してみたかったな。
Suzuha, who had entered the lab after she'd finished her shift downstairs, seemed curious.
ダメダメ。ちょっと顔を出してみたかったな程度の軽い気持ちじゃ返り討ちに合う。
そうなの？
欲しい本やグッズを求めてオタク同士が血で血を洗う戦場だからね。
へえ。
僕くらいベテランになると司令塔を任されることもあってさ、全部隊が必要な品を効率よく手に入れられるよう緻密な作戦を練らなきゃならないんだ。
橋田至って実はすごいんだね。
そういうことになるかな。あははは。
Daru proudly made his dubious statement, but Suzuha seemed to believe him and looked amazed. Just then, a drowsy-looking Kirisu emerged from behind the curtain of the development room.
あれ、クリスちゃんだ。ルップルー。
マキセ氏いたんだ。
仮眠を取ってたの。実験でちょっと徹夜しちゃってね。
When Kirisu arrived at the lab yesterday evening, she was exhausted. It almost looks like she slept the whole time.
ああ、まだ眠い。コーヒーでも飲もうかな。
She took a couple steps toward the coffee maker and suddenly stopped.
あいたたたたたた。
What'd she do? Kirisu put her hands on her thigh and groaned.
どうした？
なんでもない。
I think something may have happened. I think it's more than just taking a nap.
なんでもないという割には随分足が痛そうだな。
なんでもないったら。
We have mail. Ferris. We're having another Ferris Cup at May Queen. Wanna come? Ferris Cup? Isn't that a Rynet tournament? Kyowawin Kyoma is not so foolish as to compete in a competition he knows he cannot win. Plus, I don't know how to play Rynet. Don't worry, me neither. So we're on the same page here, Okabe. So she did, but after a few steps, she stopped and groaned again.
マキセ氏、なんだか僕と同じだね。僕も歩くたびにももとか痛くって。
Oh. Oh. Okay. I think I also see what's going on now that Daru has done a little bit of the old speaking. Daru realized something while saying that and looked right at Kirisu, and I did too.
何よ。
クリスティーナよ。お前今日。
言ってないぞ。ビッグサイトなど言ってない。
Well, she's so obvious. Daru and I nearly end up calling her out on it. And this girl could never be a villain.
クリスちゃん、本当？
本当に言ってない。
それじゃああれは見間違いだったのかな。 シーが月花の刃のサークルさんとお話ししてたらね、クリスちゃんによく似た人が本をいっぱい持って歩いてたんだ。
Holy shit.
ほほー。
Oh ho, indeed.
声をかけようと思ったらすごいスピードで行っちゃったの。
ほほー。
Yes.
気のせいよ。だいたい買った本なんてないでしょ。ほら。
本を買いすぎて帰りに宅配便使うのはデフォじゃね？
I knew it. Christina. No, Christina.
そんな生温かい目で見るな。
Kirisu turned and headed for the lab exit, but she stopped after a few steps, grabbed her legs, and miserably muttered, ouch. After that, she came clean and started to talk about The Lost Blade on the couch with Mayuri. Suzuha joined them and oohed and ahed at Kirisu's expansive knowledge. I didn't understand most of what they were saying, but the three of them seemed to be having fun. And that's all that matters.
ねえマユリ、あまねさん、よければなんだけど、今夜私の部屋に泊まっていかない？
Damn, that really came out of nowhere. Alright, we're going to stop for this episode. This seems like a better spot than ever. It seems kind of like it's not in the middle of any sort of context or storytelling or anything of the sort. So, I've noticed so far here with the route that we haven't gotten into any, like, overarching, like, situation. There's no risk of anything happening, like in Suzuha's route. It's basically Back to the Future. With Lukako's route, we're fighting a quote-unquote dragon. In Kirisu's route, we were fighting ourselves. I don't know. And also, like, I guess something with that TV broadcasting shit. There's always something going on, but right now, life is just going on. Like, sure, we're kind of getting a little close with Mayuri here and there, and that was made apparent, especially with the swimming pool, the mini Mayuri, but is something eventually going to come up? And if so, what will it be? And if not, that might not be so bad, you know? Just a, how would you say it? Just like more of a character developing, like, natural deal, I guess you can say. Events take place, nothing overarching, and Okabe and Mayuri will slowly but surely get together, maybe? I don't know. Guess we'll just have to keep progressing. But needless to say, I am enjoying this very chill route. I hope you guys are too. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy shit, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.